Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 17, type conversions. Java provides 100% type safety. For this purpose, in order to ensure that Java makes strict type checking, that means any type conversion happens, it should be done subject to a rule, but no hanky panky operations are performed. In C, if you see one example, simple example I give you, float A 1.234, int B A. If you make this thing, no error will come, and simply 1 is stored in B. 1 is automatically stored in B. This is automatically truncated. This type of operations are possible in C, but being a strict type safety language, ensuring type safety, Java does not allow this type of operations. So, every conversion should be done strictly according to a rule or automatic principle. But this type of undefined way is not possible. Here, for that purpose, type conversions are required. Actually, why type conversions are required, you may get it out. Actually, Java compiler was developed to act upon similar data types, same data types. That means, originally, Java compiler can act upon int versus int, float versus float, double versus double, long versus long, like that. In such case, only we have to write only int versus int, float versus float. When you see our programs, we perform mixed arithmetics. Already you have seen in the previous chapter, we normally very frequently perform mixed arithmetic. Mixed arithmetic means int versus float. Versus means you have to take it as any type of operation. Int versus float. Otherwise, float versus double. Like that, operations we perform depending on the requirement of our program. In such case, Java compiler cannot act upon because of its limitation. What is the limitation? It can act upon same data types. Okay, for that purpose, the type conversion rules are created. Type conversions can be classified into two ways. One is automatic type conversion. The second one is explicit type conversion or typecasting. That means, in many cases, automatic type conversion is possible. And in some cases, you must do it voluntarily, explicitly. That means you have to do typecasting explicitly, otherwise, it leads to error. That's why you must know all these rules strictly. Otherwise, there is a scope of committing errors. One thing I am telling you, not only depending on this explanation, you go through the concept thoroughly. At least 2 3 times you study and make out your notes. That will help you. Otherwise, unnecessarily you commit errors in your program and you waste your time in debugging. That's why instead of wasting your future time while studying these concepts, you study them thoroughly, and definitely there will be some questions on type conversions or typecasting. That point you have to understand. And here, one very important point I have to tell you, in which cases type conversions are required. Actually, there are five cases mainly where type conversions are required. These are all automatic type conversions. Actually, where one actually, if we have to write an operation on two different types of operands, like int versus float, double versus long, like that, if you write an expression which consists of different types of operands, Then what happens? One automatic principle is created. What is the automatic principle? Lower type is first promoted as higher type, thereafter operation is performed. This is automatic type conversion one principle. Suppose here you see int versus float. Actually, which both are size wise both are equal. Int 4, float also 4. Don't go by size. Actually, its format is distinct. Integer format is whole number format. This is a fractional format. Then what happens? First int is promoted as float. Thereafter what happens? Automatically promoted as a float. Float versus float. In case of double and long. Now here you see it is 8 bytes, but even though this format is different, that's why long is first promoted as double, both will be double, then operation will be performed. As I told you, Java compiler is originally designed to act upon same data types. Understand? That's the first case. In case of we are performing any type of operations on two different types, the inferior type is first promoted as a superior type, and both will become same type, and the operation will be performed. Second one is assignment operation. Actually, in assignment operation, here one variable we write like int. Okay, then what happens? This side any expression you write, then then that expression is evaluated first, and it is assigned to this. In such case, in such case, if it is a bigger type, then it is automatically assigned. So, in case of assignment, is also either automatic type conversion or explicit type conversion is required. One thing you must remember, simple principle I am telling you. Smaller type, suppose this is smaller, this is bigger type, this is assignment. Bigger one you cannot store in a smaller one. Then what happens? Typecasting is a must. Automatic type conversion will not be possible. Suppose this is bigger and this is smaller. This is smaller. Suppose this is long, this is int, or this is float, this is int. Int. In such case and all that, automatic type conversions will happen. Just simple logic. You can accommodate a small box in a bigger one. Bigger box in not possible to store in a smaller box, then typecasting is required. This is just a thumb rule. You remember that. The second case is assignment. Assignment. Third one is in method calls. In method calls, from a call, suppose this is a method call. From this method call, we pass arguments. These are passed to the parameters. Parameters. In parameters, suppose these are smaller one, these are bigger one. That is possible. That is possible. Automatic type conversion happens and all that. If the bigger, this is bigger, this is smaller and all that. Typecasting is a must. Thereafter, the same case in case of methods. Methods return value. Method return a value and it goes to the caller function. There it has to be stored in the same type or bigger type, there is no issue. But it is to be stored in the smaller type, then it leads to error. Then type casting is required. Automatic type conversion is not possible. And sometimes values should be converted into strings. Suppose SOP statement, already we discussed. Here, suppose we have written like this: class is plus 10. Then what is the output of that? Class is 10. Then what is this value? This is the integer literal, but this whole thing is a string. So then it should be transformed as a string. Then both will be strings. Then string concatenation operation is performed. So in this case, an integer is transformed as a string. So these 5 points you must remember. remember. And finally, I have given a table, thoroughly study that. Don't see the output. Now here, if you see the table, what is that? Double and int. Double plus int. Then what happen? Int should be promoted as a double, and ultimate result is a double. Next, int float. Int is promoted as a float, and float versus float. So in this manner, you thoroughly study each and every point, and where some discrepancy is there, then make a note of it. Suppose byte plus int, byte plus byte int. This is a special point that you must remember, and according to that, you make a note of it. Definitely encounter some questions in OCEJP exam and type conversions.